Try to finish this one. This humongous pizza. Wow! Humongous. Amazing. The place of Charles Dickens and known for its Norman Castle, Rochester Cathedral, and one of the most wonderful skylines here in Great Britain. Welcome to Rochester. So join us as we discover more of this historic place in Kent. Hello guys, so we're finally here in Rochester. So we're trying to like see which places we're gonna discover in this place here in Kent area. So I've got here my very good friend from Spain, and he's very busy having his coffee down there, and it's so nice because you know there's like a medievalish feel here in Rochester. So join us as we discover more of this place, which is dubbed as the place of Charles Dickens, the great writer of Christmas Carol and the Great Expectation. So we're just sitting and chilling at the moment, drinking our coffee. So at the moment, so right behind us is the Rochester Castle, and on the other way is the Rochester Cathedral. So we're just thinking of which places we're going to explore in a while we're just sipping our hot coffee. So I've got with me my very good friend from Spain, Carlos. Any expectations or anything that you wanted to see here? This is very famous for Charles Dickens because this is where Charles Dickens used to live when he was a kid, and then when he was an emerging British writer, you know, when he was developing his career as a writer. So there are a lot of places here that reminds him or that were used as an inspiration for most of his famous novels. The Christmas Carol, Great Expectations, to name some. And we're gonna discover more of this place, of its importance in the history of Britain. And did you know that as well, that Rochester, Dutch nationalities, you know, the Dutch people used to invade some parts of Rochester. Did you know that? So that's just one fact that I know of here in Rochester. So we're now entering Rochester Castle. We are down here on the keep. You can see the keep, and we're heading towards the viewing deck wherein you can see the whole of Rochester. So you can see the River Medway. So that's the major river that flows here in Rochester. So this is called the Medway towns, one of the Medway towns here in Kent. So there's like 3 towns here in Medway. So one of them is Rochester, and probably one of the most special towns here in Kent is this one. Never expected this historic town of Rochester is this very amazing. What do you think about the Rochester Castle? Good? Proper castle, yeah? Proper castle. Wow, the keep. So finally we bought our tickets already going to the castle. So we're heading inside, and we will discover and explore more of this Rochester Castle. So we're gonna go to the keep, which is a Norman architecture design. So it's been here for so many years, and one of the probably most prominent establishments here in Rochester is this castle. So come with us, let's discover more of this castle. top level of the Rochester Castle, so we can see the whole view of the whole of Rochester from here. So you can see the River Medway in here, and look, this is what I'm talking about. Whoa, amazing! Wow. Anything to say after we've discovered Rochester Castle? Can you say anything? Did you enjoy the view?
Absolutely. It's so peaceful.
Yeah, exactly. How do you find Rochester at the first glance, you know, after discovering this one?
First impression?
Yeah, first impression.
Really
Good?
Really good. That's where the weather is nice. We were lucky with the weather.
Yes. So we're now inside Rochester Cathedral. So tip number 1. So when you go here in Rochester, very nice to note that you have to ask first what restrictions there is if you go to cathedrals, because normally they have some restrictions. Some cathedrals won't allow you to take some photos, but good thing here in Rochester Cathedral, they allow everything. There's no restrictions whatsoever in any areas or any parts of the cathedral, and then you can take some photos as well, and you can explore and discover whatever you want here inside the cathedral. So that's really good thing here in Rochester. And now we're here in one of the restaurants here in Rochester, and we're having our quick lunch before proceeding to our exploration here in Rochester. But look what we've ordered. Oh my god. A humongous pizza. I don't know if we can manage to like finish this one, but we'll try our really best. Try to finish this one. This humongous pizza. Wow. So we finally finished the humongous pizza. So we're off on the other side of Rochester. So we're gonna cross the Rochester Bridge, which is a very old bridge already, created by the Romans, constructed by the Romans during the ancient times. So we're gonna cross this one. It seems like it's the same as the Chichen Bridge in Budapest, Hungary. So we're approaching now the bridge. We're gonna cross down to the Medway River by the bridge.
Yeah.
After reaching this far.
Put all the pizza here.
But the view from here is just
amazing.
Yeah. So we can see the whole of Rochester from here. We can see Rochester Castle, the cathedral, from this viewpoint in Strood. So we're probably gonna head off back to... We're gonna probably head off back to Rochester Main, crossing the bridge again once we're done exploring this area. So there's mostly residential areas here, not much to like really see, but probably the view is good from up here. You will see the whole of Rochester, but it's just fully covered with a lot of houses from everywhere. So it's just like mostly residential areas here in Strood. Well, that was quite a good walk down here. It took us probably around 30 minutes to walk go to here, but that's a good way for us to burn our calories after eating such amount of pizza we had earlier. So we're almost done with our exploration here in Rochester. So we managed to like walk probably 1 hour, crossing the Medway River, heading to Strood. So this is like the opposite county in Rochester. So we discovered most of the areas here in this area in Kent. So it was really nice knowing the historic Rochester, how it has shaped the history of Britain, and now it has become an important part of the British history. So I think it's almost time for us to like go and head back to Rochester, and we're gonna catch our train very, very soon. For joining us on our adventure here in Rochester. We'll see you on the next adventure. Hopefully you enjoyed our adventures here together with us in Rochester. See you on the next adventure.